everybody, welcome back to our program. This is Lisa, the proud owner of Body Soul Training. And welcome back to our program called The Inner Life of Fitness, where we share stories to ignite your inner and outer strength. Our next guest today it had to been pre-recorded. He's the governor of Rhode Island, so he's a little bit busy, but he was wonderful and made some time for us. So it's a pre-recorded show. It still was live during that time that we did it. So I hope that you enjoy this program with our very own governor, Dan McKee. Hey everybody, this is Lisa, proud owner of Body Soul Training, and welcome back to our program, The Inner Life of Fitness. We share stories to inspire you to help ignite your inner and outer strength. And I am so excited and honored to have this next guest coming on. He is an American politician, and he's also a fellow Cumberland, Rhode Island Peep. This gentleman has never-ending energy. Please welcome to my show our very own Governor Dan McKee. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh,
Great
my
to
gosh.
be here with you. I talk about energy. My God, you're the one with the energy. For as long as I've known you, you got the energy.
I know we do go way back. And I bet you a lot of people don't know that we have a town song that was written by Phil Silver, right?
I know that. You know, we're all in on our community. Town of Cumberland. But now as governor, I get to really, celebrate all 39 cities and towns in the state.
Oh, my gosh. So, Dan, I just want to share with our viewers a little bit behind the scenes that they may or may not know about you. We've known each other for a long time, being from Cumberland, but, our circle of friends. So I really know you, not as a politician, but as a human being. And so I'm so excited to have and share you so people can get to know you like I know you. So I don't know if people know that you graduated from Assumption University in 1973. You're a Harvard Kennedy. You graduated from Harvard Kennedy School around 2005. You helped your parents run their successful oil corporation, McKee Brothers. You own, this is what I'm excited, you owned and you started at age 25 your own fitness studio, fitness center in Woonsocket. You were 28 years old, so I want to touch upon that. You served as a member of the Cumberland Town Council, 92 to 98. You also became our mayor, which I loved you and we miss you as our mayor, but we're happy you're our governor. You were 2000 to 2004, and then you heard a calling and you came back. Thank you. 2006 to 2014. Listen, viewers, Governor Dan McKee is probably one of the hardest working politicians, and he has abundant energy. He works endless hours. I don't even know how you find time for your family, but you do, because I've seen you and your beautiful wife out, and she's awesome and amazing. You're passionate and you're just an all-around good person. You're a fitness guy. You play lots of sports. I think that's what inspired the fitness center. Something about playing racquetball in Vermont. And you were like, I want to open up a fitness studio. And you're good at three-pointers is what I heard. I think you had some three-pointer competitions. Maybe we'll talk about. But I hear that, Dan, you give your parents the credit because, they taught you the importance of working hard and giving back to the community and that you call home. And you totally do. So welcome to our program. And, can you share a little bit about your beginning and your journey and why you're like, Rhode Islanders are so lucky, and they need to know that you love Rhode Island. So share with us a little bit of your journey, please.
This morning I did go to Assumption College, and I got a text from one of my roommates who's still living up in Worcester. I was at Assumption in that area, and he's in Charlestown on the beach, and he was texting me saying, we just want to let you, I think that all your life experiences that you've had have led you to this moment. And it is a moment, for Rhode Island and the country. My transition into the office of Governor Lisa was a once in, there's never been a transition like this anywhere in the history of the country, where you're coming in, date and certain, into office from a lieutenant governor's seat during the middle of a pandemic, during the middle of an economic crisis and an education crisis. So, yeah, my background is in, in small business, but we signed a bill the other day, Lisa, in the town of Cumberland, first bill I think ever signed by a governor in the town of Cumberland, which was to help people who are on unemployment right now get back to work in a way where they don't have to separate themselves from the federal benefit. But we know we need workers in our workforce, so we put together a bill. But the point I'm making, we're at Angelo's Pizza right down on Mendon Road, and I was telling the story to the people on. It just occurred to me as I stepped on the mic. I says, "This is right through that window where the Katsilas family, created the pizza, was a car wash at one time, long before you probably even remember. But my dad ran it. It was one of his small businesses, and I was the kid that was hooking up the car, washing down the wheels, jumping in the back seat to wash the windows as the thing's going through, jumping in the front seat. Yeah, and that was actually the location of our first small business. My brother Mike and I, coming up when I came home after my freshman year of college, we put together a shed on that property, and we ran a fruit stand for the summer. And my brother Mike went to Turtle Oats down in Providence to pick up the vegetables early in the morning on a pickup truck, and then we sold it during the day, and at night I peddled the fruits going through the neighborhoods in town. So yeah, so this small business issue has been very personal to me in this time frame. You mentioned that we do have a family oil business, heating business, started a health club at a relatively early age, ran that for 30 plus years, had the and rode this roller coaster, right, Lisa, that has never been more dramatic than what it is right now in terms of how challenged our small business community has been. Heck, you were texting me, hundreds of people were texting me. We created a small business coalition over the last year. I just got off the call with an advisory call that we're having every Sunday night with a handful of people in the state of Rhode Island. So yeah, I think that the background I had in business, in the government side, and also in the nonprofit world, right? My dad and his friends started the Boys Club in the town of Cumberland in the 50s with John Poddington and others. I think you know the Poddington family.
Yes, I do.
And, so that was something that created this. We really need to meet people. We need to identify who needs the help, provide them with the help. I ended up being president of the Boys Club in 25 years after that it opened up again. I don't think I was 30 years old yet. We started an endowment fund. I changed the name to the Boys and Girls Club before Susan and I started our family. Our daughter Carol was born in like 1985, and I was president around 1981. Started the endowment fund, like I said. So when you put all those pieces together, how could you not really want to participate in a community like Cumberland and then a state of Rhode Island, and then take advantage of any opportunity you have to help make it this great place that it is, and it can be better. It's a beautiful state, so we want people that are watching this that maybe living outside the state, come to our state, discover beautiful Rhode Island. And as I announced it, I'll leave it at this, Lisa, you can fill in the blanks. But there will be music in Newport this summer.
Woo!
And,
oh my gosh!
That has resonated. We were able to open up our full economy on Friday. We're the 8th state in the country after getting a slow start. When I came in, we were slow to get vaccines into people's arms. We're 8th state in the country to reach the 70% of eligible adults 18 and over that have had at least one shot, a full month and a half before President Biden's goal of July 4th. I've set a very lofty goal to hit about 90%. But that 70% figure, that threshold, has put us in a spot where we can safely open. And so the economy's open, and then come September, we'll have all our schools open. Every kid will be in school, as well as from K through 12, and all our universities are going to be there. And that's going to be such a important thing for the students and the scholars, but it's going to be really important to our economy. So I'll leave it at that. You can fill in the blanks.
I mean, but where did this ignite? because you're an amazing business owner. You're where did this say I want to serve the public? Where did this begin for you? I know you were on the town council, but has this always been something you wanted to do? And why do you what drives you?
Yeah, so I've done the reverse of a number of people who feel as though they would like to be lifelong politicians. I found that I can be successful at doing this work, right? So that's an important thing. You try to go where you really can do well, and that you enjoy and have a passion for the work. But I would say that it started when as the Boys and Girls Club. We helped start the Cumberland Fest. So I was I was the chair of the beginning of the organization. Started that 3-day activity for a community celebration. So I think it began with an interest in business, but clearly the community outreach was my involvement. In this case, with the Boys and Girls Club, people should participate with some form of a organization that services people in their community. I actually found my way to the town council because I had a friend that was mayor and he asked me to run for town council.
That's how it happened?
Yeah, and then I ran because I wanted to help.
I don't mean to interrupt because I want to show a picture because you were voted most ambitious. Ed, can we show a picture of our governor?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that you?
That's me, and Barbara Bannock is there, and they're one of my classmates.
Now, you went to Cumberland High School, right?
I went to Cumberland High School, and I'm a Clipper, and that's why we invested, I think, $40 million in that campus while I was mayor because it needed the work, and so we made sure that I wanted that to be the high school of choice in the town. I find people want to send their kids to LaSalle and Bishop Hendricken and, and other places, but I wanted our high school to be a school of choice. So I think it started there. We had an economic downturn right around 1992 with a banking crisis in the state that really impacted our businesses. So I actually took 2 years off. I had to tell the Democratic chair and the mayor at the time, look, I got to take care of the family's business. And we did. And then I was in a position, and 2 years later, I had a friend that was running for mayor who asked me to run for town council. I won, he didn't. So and then as I dug in, because of the background that you have, and I have, in terms of operating a small business, understanding that every penny counts and every dollar matters, and how you spend it and what your expenses are. But we saw a real big problem in the town of Cumberland. So we had a very serious financial problem. So much so when I was elected in 2000, we had a 5-point downgrade on our bond rating the day before I took office. So, that was, so it's the business things that made sense to me. And then as time went on, I thought, I lost the primary in 2004 after 4 years of gaining back all the financial, put them back in good shape. As you said, had many friends that encouraged me to get involved again, came back on a 2-to-1 basis. I probably fell asleep in that primary. And then it was about education. Because I stated that education is the issue of our time, long before anybody realized it. Started an Office for Children, Youth, and Learning that's still operating today. It's the only one of its kind in the country, a mayor's office of education that operates 52 weeks out of the year and provides discipline, math and science and reading and art and music and robotics and science and leadership. As a governor, I'm trying to get one of those in every community in the state, and I think I can use the federal monies to get that off the ground. And then I did research. You did mention I was at the Kennedy School, the Harvard Kennedy School, and I did research of what mayors are doing in the country about education. And they weren't doing very much. So we opened up that office. We started a one-of-a-kind governance model with mayoral academies, Blackstone Valley Prep Mayoral Academy, working with a group. We didn't even talk about all my coaching that I did all over the Northeast with a core group of young people that came from every walk of life, every race you could imagine, and all economic circumstances. So I use that as a model to create schools that are operating now after 15 years. We got our 4th graduating class happening. There's over 2,300 kids in that Blackstone Valley Prep Mayoral Academy. They had the college step-up day the other day. These kids are going to Boston College. They're going to Northeastern. They're going to UConn. Last year we had one of our students go to Harvard. We have Yale, Brown. And these are predominantly young kids that are coming from very disadvantaged circumstances, like a lot of the kids I coach. And now we have 3 other branches that are approved, that are operating in the state, servicing several thousand young people every year. And that's going to be very helpful to me as a governor, because I have the credibility in that space, especially as we face a real challenge in Providence right now, to really create a whole different opportunity for all 20,000 plus kids that are in Providence. So, yeah, I got a very diverse background. Going to use it.
Yeah.
So you
Dan,
can't lose track of your friends, Lisa, and that's one of the things that I mentioned to everybody. Hey, I didn't change my phone number. That's where you were able to get in touch with me, right?
well, and that's I want to ask another question. I do want to come to that because I'm doing this show, The Inner Life of Fitness, because I've been in the fitness field for over 30 years, and I'm just in awe by inspiring people. And your story, I feel, as a human being, needs to be shared. You're sitting here and you're talking like, oh yeah, I do this. Yeah, I've done this. Of course I'm going to do this. Yeah. And you're talking like it's natural. But I wanted you on the show to share your story, to inspire others that everything and anything's possible. That you went to a public school, okay, yeah, you work for your parents' family, but there had to have been something inside you to motivate you. And I share that. Did you have any bad times? And share a little bit about who Dan is and how do you stay inspired?
Yeah, so I think that it's that interest in helping make things better. I do use the line improbable maybe, impossible never. That's certainly a part of my mantra on things. And as governor right now, it's a big challenge to figure out how to move things forward in a bureaucracy that's slow, but you want it to be fast. So I think that the thing that does drive me, Lisa, and is knowing that one is that I do have a skill set for the work I'm doing. So it's not like you're forcing it. And then the incentive is really, it's very simple. So as a mayor, the goal was give me better schools for the kids and the families. Give me safe and fiscally sound community, and give me an economy that can support the families that live in our state. So in our town and now in our state. So I try to keep it very simple and use that KISS principle, and not to and fully understand this is that these are important positions that I've served in. They don't make you important. And the issue here is that you can sit down with anybody. Hey, last week I met face to face 2 weeks ago the Vice President of the United States. Wow. Who would have thought, like you said, where I came from? And then last week I welcomed the President of the United States coming out of his Air Force One in Rhode Island in Quonset, coming down the stairs, and I'm the only person there actually welcoming the state of Rhode Island. So yeah, the opportunities are there. My dad had a couple sayings, but he's certainly the inspiration. My mom, as I said, my mom, and now Sue and my kids. But, he had a saying, very simple. Success is there for you. All you got to do is go earn it. So it doesn't come free. You got to go earn it. So that's probably where the hard work comes in, right? Is that I always, now what my line is with my friends and the people I'm working with, during the pandemic, for instance, when we stopped going to the State House, I had a staff meeting every morning at 9:00. Every morning at 9:00, we had a staff meeting, and we went over the things that we could get done remotely on that day. So I do tell them, do your best, but understand that to do your best is really hard work. Because you're the only one, Lisa, that knows whether you did your best, right? Mm-hmm. And it is hard work. And in the fitness industry, that's probably one of the reasons that I like that spot, because I knew how important fitness was. I knew how important that is to our lives. And, our health is like top priority. What you do for people in your industry, and I did when I was operating our health club, was really important to people. It not only gave them the social interaction that they really need, but it also gave them the tools to be physically strong and healthy. And it certainly does discourage behavior like smoking and overindulging on anything, alcohol and other things like that. And the diet is really important. You know how important that is.
Yeah.
So you serve in the same way I did, as a business owner, that I thought that was an important area. You get a great deal of satisfaction out of that, right? Teaching people like you do, and knowing that you're helping people, live a better life because their fitness and their physical health is. If they don't have that, then you're in big trouble. So you seek out those opportunities like you have, and I did the same thing.
Absolutely. So now I want to go into personally to my viewers. I want them, I don't know, not everyone, because social media, TikTok, all this stuff, I don't think people realize how much of a positive impact when you were our lieutenant governor and now governor, but when you were our lieutenant governor personally on live TV, on live program right now, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that we've known each other for a long time. It's not like we hang out on a weekly basis. We're not, we're friends, but we're both very busy. But personally, so when COVID hit, that first 2 weeks was the scariest part of my life. I've had challenges, and Governor, you established this small business forum. It was our choice to watch you twice a week, where you said, I'm a lifeline. I'm here for you. You were there for fitness owners. You were there for nail tech owners. You were there for hairdresser owners. You were a voice, and you never stopped and you never quit. And you gave out your personal cell number, which I know personally. Thank you. I'm sorry if I bothered you. Please ask your wife for forgiveness. But you would answer at 10 o'clock at night. Well, you have no idea. And I want you to know, because I know you're constantly working, and sometimes you don't get thank you enough. And that's, I want our viewers to know that I am now turned things around thanks to, you advocating for us, for the Rhode Island grant program, for the PPP. Again, I had to do the steps to get there, but you had that. And you know what? Your staff that you hire are good, and they represent you well. So you hire well as in addition. It just truly amazing. My business is doing well. We're starting to turn things around. I was able to get a new website because of the connection that you made and the outreach. So I want our viewers to know, Governor, I know you're saying I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it's nice to hear from hands-on from me that, you have made a difference, and you do make a difference. And I am ecstatic that you're our governor. I mean, we're not perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but your heart is in the right place. You're very intelligent. Like you said, you're doing what you were born to do, and you're good at it. So, thank you.
Yeah, well, Lisa, thank you for that. And I think that, I understood how critical it was as we started shutting down the state. Mm-hmm. And I've driven that roller coaster with you and others. And I understood how this was going to impact families, how this was going to impact, people who worked in small businesses, and the stress that it was going to cause. I knew that in advance of the stress that this was going to cause inside of families, not knowing whether they're going to keep their businesses alive, not knowing if they're going to keep their staff as intact, not knowing if they were going to service the very customers that have supported them. Yeah. And then personally not knowing whether they were going to make their rent payment or the mortgage payment. That was real. This turn down is unlike none other. We had the banking crisis. We had the 9/11 with the internet bubble in the 2001. We had the issue that had to do with the real estate crisis that we really lost 34%, 40% of our real estate values during that 2008 timeframe. But this was like none other. Right. This one was directly related to something you had no control over. Yeah. You couldn't control this. So that, we did jump in. Quite frankly, it was the response that I got because I had already traveled all 39 cities and towns. I had been an advocate for the small businesses in a way that a lieutenant governor might not get the notoriety on. that didn't really drive me. The headline didn't drive me. It was how many businesses can we meet and how many businesses could we listen to and help. So when I went to a small business like as a lieutenant governor for 6 years, if I went to a farm, I went to 39 farms. I went to one in every community in the state. If I went to a manufacturer, I went to 39 manufacturers, one in every community in the state. If I went to a used car dealers, we helped them organize in a way where they could have direct access into the DMV in a way that was a far more productive for them. I went to 39 used car dealers. And so we were in the middle of an art tour, related art and a tour when the pandemic hit. So I had a pretty good Rolodex of people that we had talked to. We had helped many of them. Many of them are just happy I was there. So yeah, we reached out to a handful of people and said, do you want to talk? Is there something that you want us to do? So it was their response. You know, I got my hair cut at one of those businesses this morning that opened up their shop. And she said, my friends are saying, how did you get to work with the governor like you're working with the governor? And I said, and she said, well, you know, he just gave out the phone number and I gave him a call. So when we got that group together, and we're going to keep that group together, Lisa, over 1,500 small businesses in the state of Rhode Island. They're not really inclined, they're smaller in aspect, they're powerful in terms of what they provide to a community. But they don't really spend the $500,000 to be a member of a chamber or be a member of a business, or, you know, many of them. So we've created their own organization now. We'll use some of those stimulus dollars to help those small business stay, you know, that association stay alive. They're a C6 now, which is really good. So remember that if you put your phone number out there and nobody calls, you don't get anything done, right? So you got,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if people do respond and they want to get something done with you, then you can use your position to make something good happen. And I've always recognized that my voice alone really, and sometimes it's leadership that requires things to be said. But in the end, if you don't have a majority of people that say, oh, that I want to get involved in that idea. So this was a very similar situation with you and others to get something done.
That's excellent. Ed, can we show a picture of the governor at some of those businesses? Because I mean, I remember,
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. Yeah, I remember all those spots.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you know, I didn't realize. I mean, I wonder when you sleep. Yeah.
O'Brien's Pub. I just saw the owner of O'Brien's Pub at another event this week. I think he might have been at the bill signing on the unemployment issue. That's going to be a big deal, Lisa, too. If we can really convince businesses to hire people in on a part-time basis, 30 hours a week, and then get the people off unemployment, that's going to be a big deal. But the owner of O'Brien's Pub approached me, and we're going to visit him very shortly. Sue and I are going to spend a weekend in Newport very shortly at actually our daughter's place that she's virtual right now, and she rented a place on Goat Island, and we're going to spend the weekend there, and we'll be dropping by a number of the places in Newport that we've already visited.
Excellent. Ed, can you show a picture of the governor when he was on the inauguration day sitting in front of the State House? This is my favorite picture. So personally, as a Cumberland, look at you up in the left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that just, what were you thinking at that moment? Like when you look at that picture close up, I see joy. And being a fellow Cumberland person who graduated from Cumberland High School, we're alumni together. Look at you. You're a governor.
So you're right. And the chair I'm sitting in was my dad's.
Wow.
So I've taken that chair along with a picture of one of his best friends, John Poddington, with me. Every time I got reelected in Cumberland, I would take the chair out with the picture and I would bring it back in the office. Always a reminder that that my dad was in the room with me. And so that was the moment. That's what you saw. So I have that right. I don't even sit at my desk. I'm not really a desk guy. I try to spend as much time away from the desk as I can. But my dad's chair is right behind the desk in the governor's office right now. And John Poddington's picture is right on the wall. So, yeah, you can't forget where you came from, Lisa, and why you're where you are, and that's why I thought I started off the the broadcast today talking about John Larissy, who was my roommate in college in the early '70s. Still in contact with me today. Still providing that encouragement that friends give you. You can't. There's a big mistake of people as they move up, in positions of of accomplishment, not to really still embrace the people that you knew when, because they were good. They were good people then. They're good people now. They're good friends then. They should be good friends now. So I think that's an important message that I've learned along the way. I don't know whether I learned that or whether I was taught that, but it clearly resonates.
Well, Governor Dan McKee, Mayor Dan McKee, which you'll always be mayor to us, Cumberland people. Congratulations on all your success, and thank you for being on the show to help ignite and maybe inspire other viewers. And as a Rhode Islander and as a Cumberland native, we're very proud and we're very happy and very supportive of you. And as a business owner, very grateful that you're in the driving seat. So thank you for what you're doing and keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Yet another example. Because some people
we made it work. We had a couple times scheduled, but we did make it work. Our last thing I would say is that people who are in Rhode Island or outside Rhode Island, it's a beautiful state, and we really need to do right by it. And right now, Lisa, we're doing what I'm calling an RI 2030 plan, which was similar to our CHS 2010 plan when we renovated the high school in town. So it's an RI 2030 plan. I've said, people said, well, what's your committee look like? I said, it's everybody lives in the state of Rhode Island. They're part of the committee.
Nice.
But we are doing specialized meetings like this that are taken topic by topic. So as people listen in or they interact with you, or, I know they can do messaging here, and you're going to put this up on a feed that people can go to afterwards.
Yes.
If you're interested in the RI 2030 program, let us know. Let Lisa know. She knows how to get in touch with me. She's got my phone number.
Which I'm glad that you have not deleted me. So I'm just kidding. I know you never will. Dan, you're just a wonderful human being, and the world's a better place because of people like you in it. So thank you, and thank your wife, and thank you for your time today.
Okay, Lisa, we'll see you. We'll talk. Thank you very much
care.
for the invitation. You got it.
And
Thanks,
thank you to all our viewers for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our story with our very own governor. Tune in next week to our 12 o'clock Inner Life of Fitness. And remember to take it one day at a time, move more, drink more water, and breathe. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.